For the first time in nearly a month, the Rowdies are headed back home, coming off a stretch of 10 games unbeaten. Tonight's match carrying extra significance. It's the final bow of head coach Neil Collins. It's the Rowdies hosting Oakland Roots, coming up next. It is another hot summer Saturday night on deck here in downtown St. Pete. Al Lang Stadium, the site, as the Rowdies host Oakland Roots. And it should be a very emotional one. Welcome, everybody. Thrilled you're here. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. I'm sure you've probably heard the news by now. It is the final match for head coach Neil Collins. A very tough week for the Rowdies as he'll head on to the English Premier League One and Barnsley. But Ryan, we'll honor Coach Collins a little bit later in the show. For now, how tough is he to replace for Tampa Bay?
I think it's going to be really tough, Drew. Not only does Coach Collins impact things on the field, but he's also a presence off of the field. Around the Al Lang Stadium facilities, he's known by everyone on a first-name basis. And then on the field, in practice, he has set such high standards that someone has to come in and now maintain those standards, which is very, very hard.
All right, let's talk about the task at hand tonight. Oakland comes in with Darish Formello, one of their top guys. He is going to be tough to slow down.
Slippery when wet. This guy can break away from any defender, and when he gets into that box, he can finish with the best of them. 6 goals already this season, and we look forward for the Oakland team for him to score many more.
For the Rowdies, one of Coach Collins' brilliant finds in the offseason. What a year J.J. Williams is having up front.
Well, after he started slowly, he started to press without the ball, and that created things on the ball. And now J.J. Williams, his confidence is now up, and now he can finish with his left foot, his right foot, inside the box, outside the box, a real weapon.
Capacity crowd expected here tonight at Al Lang. Should be very emotional as the Rowdies honor head coach Neil Collins in his final bow as head coach. It's the Rowdies and Oakland Roots coming up next on ESPN+.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions, and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
What happens when a company puts health solutions at the center of everything it does? At Florida Blue, Tai Chi happens. Nurse visits happen. This happens. A nutrition class happens. Answers to your health insurance questions happen. And a healthier you happens. So come by your local Florida Blue Center and experience health solutions at the center.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs, and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
We're 1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. It's time to go big. Yeah! And watch the drama unfold before your very eyes. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Just about set to go from downtown St. Pete. Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting Oakland Roots. We've got it for you here on ESPN+. First, let's get through those starting lineups. And a very talented Oakland squad, not playing their best soccer coming in here to Al Lang. Keep in mind, they do have a former Rowdy, Tarek Morad. He's a big part of that back line.
Yeah, he's so versatile as well. He can play left back, left centre back. He's veteran team, 10 seasons in USL. And just in front of him, Napo Matsoso played for Louisville in that 2018 championship team. A lot of experience. Also up top, we talked about him, Formella. Any chance, any daylight, Drew, and that could spell problems for the Rowdies.
Tampa Bay will counter with a very offensive lineup tonight. Connor Antley comes in, part of the USL Team of the Week. Charlie Dennis on fire this year. Dahlgaard also serving it up, number 23. Cal Jennings playing with renewed confidence, coming off the road trip as well.
He was a step slow at the beginning of the season. He did not have his finishing boots. 3 goals in the last 2 games. He is now unstoppable, full of confidence with JJ Williams. And don't forget Jake Harmon on that left-hand side. Provides width for the Rowdies, exactly what Neil Collins likes.
Connor Sparrow, Rowdies keeper, 4 clean sheets. He's been stuck on that mark for quite a while. Be great to post another here tonight with the home fans. JJ Williams, talked about him in our open, giving the Rowdies some much needed offensive punch here in 2023. Also Charlie Dennis, number 14, in the middle of the park. So critical given Leo Fernandez not available for the remainder of the season.
Shows the depth of this squad and how serious this Rowdies organization is. Charlie Dennis was brought in to sort of deputize Leo Fernandez, give them some relief for this long season. Now he's stepped in and already one of the MVP discussions for this team for this 2023 season.
Over the past 6 seasons, this Rowdies franchise has not missed a beat. They got to a championship level and they have stayed there. Neil Collins has led the way. Tampa Bay would like nothing better than to give him the perfect send-off under the lights at LA. We're just about ready for kickoff. Tampa Bay and Oakland, and we're underway from downtown St. Pete.
We'll talk about the last hurrah for the gaffer. What an evening. 7+ years in Al Lang Stadium. He always talked about it, Drew. One of his favorite things is walking out in Al Lang Stadium. And what a pairing those two have been.
First whistle gives us a chance to take a look at the injuries coming into tonight. The Rowdies still trying to get healthy. Lewis Hilton has been on the shelf for quite a while. Same with Harivo and Schroeder. Schroeder was playing tremendous soccer when he had to sit out.
That is a lot of talent sitting on the bench. Also, then Don Isayano for the Oakland Roots. They're going to miss him as well. Talk about experience and skill. But the Rowdies somehow, you talk about the template that Coach Collins sets, despite all the injuries of that talent. They still are in the mix to win the East and try to come out as the #1 seed.
So tonight being a big game for both squads. Let's take a look. Keys to the match. Ryan sized things up for us here in the second minute.
Simple, play for the gaffer. The emotion, Drew, that's going to be a huge factor for the Rowdies tonight. Yes, it's business as usual from the coach's perspective, but not for the players. They play with emotion, and they're going to be expected, and for themselves and each other, to come out big tonight. As for the Oakland Roots, I don't think they can match that emotion, so they're going to try to hold possession as they're going to do right now and try to take the sting out of the game and really slow the tempo.
Ball controlled by Nene, right side, Lindo Mfeka. Mfeka tries to weave around Aaron Guillen, and the ball winds up on the right side. Wolfgang Prentice, former Cal State Northridge standout. Rowdies will throw it in with Aaron Guillen, having a tremendous season, couple assists. More or less, he has done everything and more, stepped into that leadership role coveted by the Rowdies since the departure of Seba Guanzati.
You know, Aaron Guillen is one of those players that is MLS material, but boy, he has found a home in the Rowdies and did not want to leave. Been rewarded with the captain's armband.
Ball controlled by Formella in the midfield. It's Nene. It's Oakland squad coming off, I don't want to say embarrassing, but just not playing up to their standard at home 10 days ago against RGV when they were shut out 2-0. Good chance to remedy that tonight. There's Noah Delgado. 6-5-5, the record coming here across country to Tampa Bay, and right now in 8th place in the West. Here's Kevin Wright operating on Connor Antley. Service goes over the head of Mfeka. He'll chase it down, and now it's Prentice. Good movement here in the opening minutes. Nene and the Rowdies tested defensively here early.
Well, Oakland doing the right thing, holding heavy possession. As I say that, there's a risky pass from the back, the commentators curse. But trying to slow things down, be deliberate in their passing. Here comes that press.
It's one of those nights where the thermometer reads 86 degrees, but it feels like 96.
In the shade.
Can cut the humidity with a knife. Charlie Dennis attacking for Tampa Bay. Lays it left. Armin. Service in on the ground. Tapped out. Tampa Bay.
Mentioned at the start, Jake Armin. Boys, he had a rough 2 years with injuries with the Rowdies. But Coach Collins likes with a natural right foot on the right and a natural lefty on the left. And Jake Armin, who's been missing in action for a long time, finally gets back in the starting lineup and gives Collins that width that he so desperately wants in midfield.
Now it's Nene. Mfeka. Prentice for Oakland. 1-1-3 in their last 5. Comes a point in the mid-year because the USL Championship season is just so long. You're going to hit a few roadblocks along the way. The Roots hope it is just temporary and their best soccer yet to come.
You know, it's all about depth as well, because like you said, Drew, so many games have to be played, so many minutes to be logged, that everybody has to step up and contribute through this long calendar season.
Here comes Cal Jennings. Jennings looking for an opening. Shovels it to Dennis. Dennis with that left foot. Thought he may have been tripped up. Gets right back up and we play on.
Well, that's the beauty of Napo Matsoso. He can defend and he can take the ball right through the midfield. And that's what the man from Lesotho can do.
Clearly see the Root strategy. Slow things down. Keep possession. Do not let the Rowdies get into a flow, especially with this heavily offensive lineup in the 11 tonight.
Yeah, Oakland reading the room, as they say, understanding the emotion this team has right now for their coach.
Nice run here. Get it up to the 18-yard box before it's quickly sent out. And now trying to switch the point of attack, but nobody home, and the Rowdies will throw it in.
Yeah, Wolfgang Prentice, number 19, pushing right forward to try and come in on this last post. So the switch of play was behind him. Just a little misunderstanding from the centre back.
Take a look at Dahlgaard with that one touch. Different looking hair tonight for Seb Dahlgaard. Did not even recognize him in the pregame. We had to get clarification that 23 was in fact Sebastian Dahlgaard.
Well, the Great Dane has a great barber, because I like the haircut, Drew.
Aaron Guillen will serve one in, and it's into the hands of Paul Blanchett, former Rio Grande Valley keeper.
Drew, I think I'm a little bit inspired, going the all blonde. You never know if I might show up on camera.
Please don't.
Well, you shut that down pretty quick.
There, you take a look at the look for Dahlgaard. Does it fit? I don't know. We may
I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty stylish.
May need a Rowdies fan poll for that one. Rowdies now applying some modest pressure here. Blanchett serving it down the pitch. Tampa Bay will throw it in. Does it feel like a 10-match unbeaten streak? It's incredible when you look at the Rowdies slate. That certainly is the case. They haven't played their best soccer over the last few weeks, but they have not dropped a decision. And here's Dahlgaard now attacking for Tampa Bay. Goal! Cal Jennings breaks through, and the Rowdies on the board early.
third in the league in conversion rate, 20%. That's the reason they've gone on the run and not been at their best. 23 goals in the last 10 matches, and it's from that, putting the ball into spots, into the mixer. Carl Jennings coming alive and finishing beautifully. All starts with Charlie Dennis sucking in the defense that plays behind the back of Kane. And then Seb Dalgard puts it on a platter. And Carl Jennings, you still have to put it in the back of the net. That conversion rate just goes up a little higher for the Rowdies. They're making the most of their chances. And when they go up through, the entire match changes.
6th goal of the year for Cal Jennings. Another tremendous acquisition in the offseason by the Rowdies. He's the former UCF star. And Coach Collins knew that Cal Jennings would love to come back to the Sunshine State. He could be a fixture in this Rowdies lineup, and he's becoming that right before our eyes. Ooh. Here's a shot right back, and it keeps Sparrow on his P's and Q's. It was Mfeka that time.
Well, Mfeka is a number 10 by trait. He's going to play right behind the forward. He's going to find those pockets of space, and as he's shown there, he can hit it from quite a distance. He is tucking inside, looks up, a little bit of daylight, and an awkward hop right in front of corner Sparrow.
Dalgard, nice and soft to Dennis. Rowdies clicking as J.J. Williams tried to get a little cute that time here in the 10th minute. But talk about Dalgard on that run that produced the goal. He has been devastating attacking from that right side here at home.
And he's so versatile as well. He can take players on 1v1, what Coach Collins wants from his wide players. And then he can run off of the ball, as you saw. Charlie Dennis played it into his path, immediately looked up and played it into the stride of Carl Jennings. He is automatic on that right side.
Rowdy's able to take it right back. Jordan Doherty will get it back in the center circle. Tampa Bay keeping things nice and spread. How about Jake Garman? Guy who was injured early and often in his Rowdies campaign. It's great to have him back on the field.
Got that goal against Loudoun United 2 games ago. And boy, the confidence has just shot up on that left-hand side for the Rowdies. And couldn't come at a better time with Ryan Spalding going back to New England Revolution. Jake Arman has to make that left side his own for the rest of the season.
So 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay. Goal by Cal Jennings in the 8th minute. Here comes Jennings. Applying a little bit more pressure. Guillen gets airborne. You can just sense the Rowdies got plenty of spring in their step here early on.
And because of Oakland's ability to keep the ball, a lot of ball handlers, the Rowdies seem to be quite comfortable in allowing them having possession. Something you don't normally see from Rowdies teams. But the press is still there. And it's not going to be comfortable for this Oakland team to advance the ball past their own half.
Matsoso. Rowdies used to seeing Matsoso in a Loose City uniform. Here he is tonight for Oakland. There's Jan Ekra. Sends it back now for Slasso. First time we've called his name. The lumberjack in the back. Does he still carry that nickname? The beard not quite as thick as it was in 2021.
But I tell you what, he's coming back into that lumberjack type of form now. Had a slow start, of course. Was blessed with a newborn boy early on in the season. That took away his took away his thoughts into that area at the early part of the season. Now he's back focused, just like Aaron Guillen. They have fought their way back mentally into this 2023 season.
Sparrow puts it in motion. And here's Dennis. Charlie Dennis. Waited so long for this opportunity. As the ball sent up and into the stands. Talk about guys like Charlie Dennis, how much he has meant to this Rowdies team this year. Dennis is a former Oakland Root. So imagine what must be going through his mind playing against his former team.
Yeah, Mfeka, who plays that number 10 role now, that's exactly where Charlie Dennis used to roam for this team last season.
Armin tripped up. So Jake Armin, 2 goals on the season.
Here's Mfeka taking his defensive responsibility. He's got a lot of the ball. Just like the referee trying to call a tight game.
There's Formella, unable to really get on track here thus far. Sparrow will pick it up. And the Rowdies will build from the back. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios along with Ryan Davis here in downtown St. Pete, the iconic venue, Al Lang Stadium. Thrilled to bring you Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer, a very special night, the final night for Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. Jake Armin tried to send one in on the ground. Jennings was the target once more, and it's out of bounds. So first corner kick as Jake Armin does the honors. Paul Blanchett wearing the orange on guard for Oakland. Comes off the head of Forrest Lasso as he just comes in like an absolute freight train. And it was Tarek Morad, the former Rowdy, who he nearly ran over.
Tarek Morad, a centre-back for the Rowdies, who's a left centre-back, where Aaron Guillen plays now for 2 seasons. Oh, good ball.
Trying to get behind Antley, and successful. Here's Reed working along that end line. Shot straight ahead and just off to the left for Mella from blank range. Tried to make it goal number 7.
Well, Trayvon Reed made the most of that ball out to the back. It's a slick surface, so they skid on the ball, took the defender out, and then Trayvon Reed serves it up for Formella. Have to hit the target from there, Drew. You can't let the keeper off the hook from that distance.
Hear the oohs and ahs of the crowd. Rowdy's pulling out all the stops here early. Here's Reed, though, trying to respond. Got to figure Oakland has got to put something on the board. They cannot afford to chase the entire night here in these humid conditions.
Especially uphill down a goal. It's that much more energy you have to apply to get back into the game. As a team with the goal, they're going to sit a little bit deeper and make sure that you earn every single possession.
Hanley over to Doherty. Now back to Forrest Lasso. Rowdy's coming off a 2-1 victory over Las Vegas Lights 1 week ago. Connor Antley, Cal Jennings shining in that one out west. Well, Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at visitampabay.com. That's visitampabay.com, where treasure awaits. Feka again, clearly the most active route early in this match. I believe he's operating with one shoe right now. Still able to get a shot off. What an effort as Connor Sparrow was able to knock it down.
Well, Feka with one shoe is better than most with 2. He's so skillful, agile, and keeps finding that pocket of space right in front of Aaron Guillen, in between Jan Ekra. And there goes that shoe, Drew. Looks like it was Jake.
Yes, it was Jake Armin.
So that's his secret.
taken away. And now here's Formella. Little flick. This one sent on from about 22 yards out. And it's over the crossbar, but Sparrow clearly asking for a little more help.
Well, Coach Collins, you can hear him in the background, is not happy with the lack of intensity. Having a free shot on goal is unacceptable in these surroundings and in this stadium. And he's reminding his players the colors that they're wearing and where they're playing.
Rowdies able to take it away. It's Williams. Had an opportunity, but it closes quickly. Clementa able to get the ball back for Oakland. Now Matsoso, product of the UK. Dennis. That Rowdies pressure, Ryan, don't think it's much, and then it just kind of suffocates you, puts you out, doesn't it?
I think instead of just going all out, they're trying to corral the team into a corner and then steal the ball. So I think it's a lot more precision rather than energy with the press right now.
Aaron Guillen shares it with Lasso.
Just to remind everyone, yes, even though these Rowdies players are from the area, they are still playing in 86-degree heat. So the press may not be as vicious as it has been in the past.
Jennings taps back to Dennis. Charlie navigating, well done. Through traffic. And here's Armin.
Beautiful.
That's why Armin is in the lineup. Coach Collins continues to rave about his talent. Guillen over to Jennings. Playing with that confidence. Dahlgaard. Seb Dahlgaard waiting for just the right moment. He'll have to track it down. And unable to keep control this time. Daniel Barbier, former Sporting KC center back.
First time in a while we've seen Seb Dahlgaard in a 1v1 not get past the defender to the byline or just cut back and bring it to the top of the box. Have to give the old Joseph Nane some credit on the left-hand side there.
Ekra to Antley. And now Jan Ekra turns and attacks for the Rowdies. So good at doing just that. A missile right at the keeper, Blanchett. Able to reject it, but what an effort by Jan Ekra.
Well, in his later years, Jan Ekra has now become a lot more controlled, deeper midfielder, but he can get forward and has the technique to deliver strikes like that. Hence the reason he's the most capped player in USL history.
Select is the official match ball supplier of USL Championship in many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit SelectSportAmerica.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, player's choice. Rowdies with a one-goal lead here in the 22nd minute. Oakland trying to bounce back here, pull this level. Matsoso. Knocked down by Antley. Back to Dennis. Charlie Dennis trying to go across the field with it, maybe just a little careless that time. That really never developed.
Well, the misunderstanding with Carl Jennings is one thing, but the build-up before that, a little 1-2 to get space. You could just see Dennis growing into this role, finding those pockets more often, and really starting to play more relaxed as the season wears on. Some incredible numbers. He's second in the USL in chances created. Up there in top 5 in crosses. And Charlie Dennis just having a great season.
So Dahlgaard retreating. And it's Kevin Wright on that far side for Oakland. Maneuvers just outside of the box. Here's Reed. Good ball movement continuing. Not so. J.J. Williams there. Tampa Bay Rowdies atop the table in the Eastern Conference. Pittsburgh and Charleston right there with them. And you got Memphis, Sioux City, Birmingham Legion as well. But the Rowdies right now regarded as one of the top 2 teams in this league. Tampa and Oakland take a little of their time here. It's the Tampa Bay chants come down. Capacity crowd tonight here at Outland Stadium.
Yep, sounds like Ralph's Mob and Skyway Casuals are starting to wake up.
And you talk about Ralph's Mob. Ralph's Mob is known to, at times, construct these big, beautiful signs. A lot of times for a player that is playing in his 100th match. Well, there's a sign that looks like it is ready to be unveiled tonight. And I think I have an idea who it's honoring. But it has not been unveiled just yet. It's all rolled up there, Ryan. And eventually, when we get to see it, it's certainly going to be emotional.
Can't wait. Boy, is it deserved.
Jake Arman navigating. Rowdies a 1-goal lead here in the 25th. Antley with Dalgar. Charlie Dennis. Nice little flick back to Antley. Antley taken down, looking for a whistle. Not coming.
I have to say, Drew, even after the goal was conceded, Oakland have played in a sort of rhythmic way. They've pushed the Rowdies back slowly into their own half, just like we talked about in the keys of the game, taking the sting out of the game, holding possession. And I think the Roots so far have done a fantastic job, despite being a goal down.
Comes back to it. Doherty. Second Rowdies stint for him. Going outstanding for number 22. Antley sizing things up. See the respect that Connor Antley gets in this league now. Ekra and Doherty. Good possession here for the Rowdies. There's Dennis. Dalgard comes up. Rowdies keep it. Everybody touching it here for Tampa Bay. Arman comes back to it.
You know, one thing Coach Collins did talk about, despite the last 2 victories, the Rowdies have not been playing on all cylinders. And I think a sequence like that, getting everyone a touch, getting some confidence going, should smoothen things out as the game progresses.
Oakland does not panic. They're able to eventually get it back. And the Roots getting organized. Clementa. And Oakland builds from the back here. This is Nene.
Connor Antley just being a little bit physical with Reed. Just reminding him that he's there. He just can't turn at will with the ball. Just like a centre-back should.
Rowdies tried to squeeze one through the middle. Unsuccessfully. Here come the Roots. Another opportunity. It's for Mella. And inside the box again. Look at Connor Antley get on the ground. And the crowd is going to love that effort.
Well, he made his first USL Championship Team of the Week last week, Connor Antley, because of 2 assists. This time is without the ball. Tracks all the way back. And look at this sliding tackle. This is called desperate. You want to know what the Neil Collins era looks like? That's what it looks like. Intensity and commitment.
So set it down. And Mafeka They have a free kick here for Oakland. This Oakland club has not had a victory since June 2nd. Feels like forever to them, over a month. Trying to get it tonight on the road. Look out, right side, another opportunity. Trying to set up the ricochet, and it heads out of bounds for a corner.
Well, the man from Montenegro, Clementa, had the entire Al-Lang Stadium on the right-hand side to play with. And a sort of tame shot in the end. Really was in two minds whether to shoot it at the last post or to cross it. And did neither.
So Mafeka places it down here for the Roots. Trayvon Reed over there as well. 22-year-old Jamaican superstar. Rowdies on guard. Here it comes. Oh, Aaron Guillen got a piece of it. Rowdies throwing their bodies around. There's Dahlgaard heading it up. Had a collision there with Clementa, and he's helped up, no damage done. You know, when you think about it, it's going to take extra effort like this if the Rowdies are going to get to where they want to go. Remember, no Leo Fernandez, Lewis Hilton not out there.
Zach Hervel.
Several other players that are not available, and Tampa Bay, it's going to take extraordinary effort like this, Ryan, the rest of the way.
Yeah, and every man up. You have players on the bench like a Deon Harris who still has to get going in this 2023 season. Lucky Mkosana has not found the back of the net so far. Bound to score, Lucky hasn't scored as yet. So these players are yet to leave their mark on this season. We're just at the halfway point, but they've been 3 valuable players down since the beginning.
Armin attacking again. Over to Dennis. Dennis with those soft feet. Dahlgaard will knock it down. Seb Dahlgaard already with an assist here tonight. Don't forget about Jake LaCava. He is available tonight. He has got 2 goals next to his name after being acquired.
What a pickup that is. Talk about season-changing acquisition. Jake LaCava is a difference maker in that last third. However, with Cal Jennings and JJ Williams in this sort of form, there's nowhere for him to play.
Yeah, now crosses it back. Charlie Dennis.
Beautiful.
Dennis handling it a lot here tonight. Look good just about every single time. See that ball kind of skating in the sand coming up, Ryan? Looks like it's a bit of a soft pitch here tonight. Williams will send it back. Jennings will keep it alive for the Rowdies. Dahlgaard slows things up. Into Jennings once more. He'll try and turn near that end line. And the Rowdies once again continue to threaten.
Well, in case people at home wondering why the pitch is so slick, we had rain in the last couple of days.
Oh, it looked like a handball right there.
So we had rain in the last couple of days, and then you put the sprinklers on for good reason. In the attacking third, attacking players want the grass to be a little bit slick because defenders can't keep up and can't change their angles or change from side to side, their lateral movement that quickly when it's this wet. So, hence the reason for the spongy surface, and that's why Al-Lang Stadium is the way it is when the Rowdies play there.
So 33rd minute and a hydration break here at Al-Lang. Team will get a nice round of applause as they head off to meet with head coach Neil Collins. A NorCal rivalry takes center stage when USL on ESPN rolls on. Alex Dixon leading a potent Monterey Bay FC attack against Paul Blanchett and the staunch Oakland Roots SC. It's Monterey Bay and Oakland Roots, Saturday, July 15th, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Alex Dixon is as skillful as they get in this league and is must-see TV.
The night is all about Neil Collins And when you talk about Coach Collins, he has been much more than just a head coach. He has been a spokesman for this club. He's been a groundskeeper, a master motivator. He's also been a scout. He's been a player, of course, before he became a coach. And he's a great Rowdies fan as well.
Talk about leaving your footprint on an organization. This man, for the last 7 years as a player, and then taking that attitude onto the sideline and showing players how professionalism looks like, and showing a club what it looks like, what's expected from a club. And he's done that with the Rowdies, completely changed the trajectory of this club over the last 5 to 6 years.
Hard to believe he's no longer going to be on that sideline after tonight.
He promised to tune in. He promised to tune in, Drew, and I'm going to hold him to that.
I have a feeling it's not his last time here at Al Lang. He'll make it back at some point. Tampa Bay with possession, 34th minute. Aaron Guillen with it for Tampa Bay. Connor Antley skirts around in full control. Charlie Dennis in motion to Armin. He'll knock it down. Jake Armin. Oh, what a shot! Set up to Jennings. Jennings nearly had the one-timer.
Well, exactly what the gaffer likes. That width, that natural width, and Jake Armin providing service. Ball goes out wide, comes right back into the path of Carl Jennings. It was an awkward height through. It wasn't low on the ground and it wasn't high for the head. It was towards the hip area, and Carl Jennings doing the best that he could to keep that shot on target.
Now it's Dennis. He'll go down. Fecker right there to keep possession for Oakland.
Drew, Natalie Simon has the honors of calling this game tonight in the middle.
Always does a very stellar job. Full control out there. That's the toughest thing to do. Just have the control, the respect of the players here in USL Championship.
And we get the luxury of seeing replays. They don't. They have to make a call within a second or two.
Rowdies goal scored by Cal Jennings in the 8th minute. Hence the 1-0 lead. Connor Antley goes over to that far side. See Coach Collins sort of wipe the sweat off his brow. Again, hot and humid, the hottest night to date here in 2023 here inside this park. Jennings going to try and chase it down. Able to get there, and the Rowdies will have a corner.
Well, there's that effort again from Carl Jennings. Like you mentioned, Drew, it's hot, it's humid. We're doing like a striker should, chasing every ball down, just like this man would if he was a striker.
So Charlie Dennis, 6 goals on the year for the former Oakland Root.
Can the Lumberjack get one, Drew?
This one set nice and high. It goes Lasso's way. A long way to run for number 3. And it goes end over end.
Well, he's not going to get a goal with service like that. Completely got under it, Charlie Dennis, and the Lumberjack is looking over his shoulder like, yeah, I'm tall, but not that tall.
One of your favorite guys last year in this defense, Jordan Scarlett. No longer a Rowdy, but how has that back line been affected by his departure?
Consistency. Now we have Aaron Guillen. Not Aaron Guillen. We have other players mixing and matching on that right-hand side, and
sure,
you need consistency. You know, and yes, we have Connor Antley doing a stand-up job on that side, but Connor Antley can be used as a wide right player rather than being playing that centre-back. And Jordan Scarlett.
Here's Williams getting inside the box. J.J. Williams! Oh, served it up for Jennings. Jennings could not put the finishing touch on it.
And Jordan Scott will provide that consistency in that spot, and they form a sort of a brotherhood back there in that back three. But Jordan Scott just picked up a season-ending injury for Louisville this week. So Jordan, our thoughts are with you. Once a Rowdy, always a Rowdy. Great effort. J.J. Williams again making the right decision, trying to find Jennings. What defending that was by Danny Barbier.
Lasso heads it up to Dennis. Dennis and Williams, just that combo is meshed together so well. Just feel the chemistry here tonight. Jennings once more looking for Williams. Tries to avoid it, and the Rowdies will throw it in on that far side. Rowdies have 2 games on the road following tonight. They'll head to Birmingham and then to Indy 11 as well. So 2 tough games there, making tonight even more important. Dennis back to the goal, sends it out. Doherty and Tampa Bay will take the air out of it just a bit. Reset.
Oh, lovely.
Now it's Guillen with Ekra.
Beautiful.
Dahlgaard again from that right side. Lefty on the ground. But we've seen Seb Dahlgaard come away with some brilliant shots in the past, and he nearly had another.
So versatile. Compare the left side, the right side. Has his left foot, he can tuck in and shoot. He can get to the byline and cross. Just a nightmare for defenders to stay in front of, because he can go so many different ways. Drew, that guy has a voice louder than yours.
Am I that loud? My goodness. Jennings again. He's got some wheels. Cal Jennings, score! Do it yourself, Cal Jennings. Rowdies lead 2-0.
It's like drinking a cup of tea right now for Cal Jennings. He looked up, saw his spot, and look at the technique, Drew. He sees the daylight, he shimmies and tucks it right into the corner. He goes to his right and hooks it back left, leaving the keeper no chance. He made something so hard look so easy. That's a man in form.
The Rowdies knew this is the ability 26 had when he came on to be a part of this franchise. Cal Jennings getting better with each outing.
That's 5 in 3 for Jennings. 5 in 3 games. Wow. You know, at the beginning of the season, he would get opportunities like that, and the technique would just let him down. The shot itself, it didn't look crisp. It didn't look like it was actually ever going to score. Now the shots are down in the corner with venom, and his decision making to run at the defender, to inject that pace into the space.
7th goal of the year for Cal Jennings, and I must say, Ryan, a couple of those early outings this year when he wasn't playing well, you were on him a little bit. You were asking more from Cal Jennings. I think rightfully so. He clearly looked a little timid, looked like he lacked some confidence, but right now he is absolutely balling out.
You know, he finished one coming across his body to begin with, and then the second goal now he takes and he makes an individual effort. It just shows that he has so many ways that he can get the ball into the back of the net, which makes him just undroppable right now for the Rowdies.
So Rowdies with a 2-0 lead, and perhaps looking for more here. Jordan Doherty, he'll be tripped down. Tampa Bay will keep possession, and if you're planning on getting a drink at halftime, you may want to make other plans. Our first yellow will be handed out right there, and it goes to Joseph Nene. I say that, Ryan, because Coach Neil Collins will join us up here in the booth at halftime. We'll take one more look at this one. Nene tripping Doherty, that time from behind, earning the yellow.
I could think of 1 or 2 questions I have for Neil Collins.
Well, he is going to join us up here. Final interview with you and me at the half. Can't wait for that. We'll also have News and notes from around the league.
Drew, I'm going to allow you to go first
Okay.
in the interview.
Please do.
Yes.
I'll take that. Highlights and stats from the first half. We'll get you ready too for half number 2. All coming up in just a few minutes. Charlie Dennis on top of it for the Rowdies. Now here's Doherty lofting it. Forrest Lasso trying to come get it. Rowdies making the most of their opportunities here in half number 1. See those banners behind the goal. Leo Collins responsible for coaching the Rowdies in those glorious seasons.
You know, just to re-emphasize the run that the Rowdies is on and how it comes about. People ask, well, how do you change things, Coach Collins? How do you get teams out of ruts? It comes from doing the little things, Drew. It comes from the extra effort when you don't have the ball. It comes from making the other team make a mistake because of your intensity. And then once that starts to go right, you keep doing it over and over again. And then many little things begin to go right. And that's how the Rowdies keep compounding. And then they start scoring goals. And then more good things happen. And then confidence kicks in. And then you get goals like Carl Jennings just had. An individual effort. So it's all the little things before compounds into something brilliant later on. And that's how the Rowdies have now scored 25 goals in the last 11 matches.
Here's Reed. Along the end line, ball will go out of bounds. And the Rowdies will have it goal kick coming up here in the 45th. So exactly the type of night the Rowdies envisioned coming in. So far, so good. Kyle Jennings with the brace. And a 2-0 lead. Two minutes extra time. Jennings. Lefty. Oh, he's feeling it right now, folks. This guy is on a mission here tonight.
And that was his left foot draw. You cannot back off of him right now. He's in that type of zone on his weaker left foot and just puts his laces through it. Great save in the end by Blanchette.
Oakland trying to get one back. And once again, an opportunity they could have made a little bit more of. Matsoso sliding down. About 17 yards out.
A quality player just losing his footing and muffed the shot.
Don't think that Ralph Smob is not letting him know either.
No, no. You don't want to miss a shot in that area.
Skyway Casuals also packing that section tonight. Got a great crowd here in the stadium.
One for the gaffer, Drew.
Dennis tracking back. Now it's Jan Ekra.
Thing is with Oakland, their style of play with their rhythmic passing game, when you're down 2-0, and you have Carl Jennings and JJ Williams in this type of form, they're so tentative going forward. Because once you abandon that back line, and there's any sort of break or counter-attack or counter-press, everyone just feels so vulnerable.
45+2 in the books. So far, so good for the final game here at Al Lang. For Leo Collins, 2-0 the score. Tampa Bay over Oakland. Coach Collins joins us when we come back, and we've got much more coming up. Visit Tampa Bay Halftime Show is on deck.
Can health insurance help cure loneliness? Can it take care of your best friend too? Or hold your hand for 9 months? Can it be there for you at 3 a.m.? Or inspire you to go the extra mile? We think so, which is why every day we ask ourselves, what else can health insurance do? Come find out.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Welcome to our Visit Tampa Bay halftime show. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. Hope you're enjoying the Rowdies hosting Oakland Roots. This No Normal halftime show. Remember, felt like just yesterday when Neil Collins went from the Rowdies back line into his first coaching role. We didn't know what to expect back in 2018. And, Coach, here we are, 2023. It's your last night at the helm. How do you feel?
Very similar to those few days leading up to taking the job. A whirlwind, few days, a lot of emotion, as you can imagine. But so excited and I think very thankful to have had those five years plus and just to be part of this club and hopefully left it in a better place.
Usually when a coach leaves a franchise mid-season, it's because the team's not on good terms. The complete opposite here. You're going on to pursue your dreams. The Rowdies are a much better team than when you took them over. And, Coach, as you leave, what do you wish for the Rowdies and their fans?
I don't need to wish because I know for a fact that this club's just going to progress and progress even more. The structure's in place. We've got the stadium, we've got the training facility, we've got the staff behind the scenes, and we've got the players. So with the good people that we've got at this club, the owners included in that, they know exactly what they're doing. They'll continue to go from strength to strength, and I'll enjoy watching from afar.
Coach, 5 years getting your feet wet on this very ground. What have you learned to take elsewhere in those 5 years? What's the biggest lesson you've learned?
Oh, the biggest lesson. I think for me, again, Ryan, it's just that day to day. You never know what to expect, and you've always got to accept it as best you possibly can if it's bad news, and the same if you think it's good news, because things can turn quite quickly. So I think over that period in time, it's been a great learning lesson for a young coach that whatever presents itself, you've got to try and stay calm, stick to your beliefs and your values as a person. And this season been a fantastic example of that. You know, we started slowly. We know why we started slowly, but we showed what we're about as a club by being resilient. And I think I'll just take all those ups and downs and try and put them to good use.
Going on to the next step, is it just a brand new page, or you take the template that you learned here and you take it over?
I think the big thing for me going up to England is different. So adjust for those differences. But again, I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to implement hopefully my values, my beliefs, and the broad principles, as I say, stay the same. in terms of the character side that you want, the demands that you put on people. But there'll definitely be adjustments that I'll have to make, and I'll have to use my experience from playing and then some of my coaching experience from here.
Finally, Coach, what are you going to miss most? What are you going to remember most about being the head coach of the Rowdies?
The people that I've worked with, from the backroom staff, from the fans, from people like yourselves, like the amount of class people that I've worked with that have high standards and do the job to the best of their ability. And I think together that's what's made us all so successful. So that's what I'll miss, but I'm hoping to create that same thing at Barnsley.
Gonna miss you, Coach. Best of luck.
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for everything you've done for us. Thank you. Yep. Cheers.
All right, Neil Collins, much more coming up on this Visit Tampa Bay halftime show. News and notes, our team of the week and standings. We'll get you ready for half number 2 as well when we come back.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedle. Sam Gleedle. It's a tap-in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots. We wanna go, go. We wanna go,
Storylines we're following around the league. USL well represented at the Gold Cup. 14 current USL players, 12 from Championship, 2 from League One. How about Dominique Wilkins, the NBA Hall of Famer, joining the Birmingham Legion FC ownership group as an investor? That is great news. And top 5 power rankings right now, the Rowdies lead the way. Pittsburgh second, Sacramento, El Paso, and San Antonio round out the top 5. Look at our USL Team of the Week. Goodrum, the forward, our Player of the Week. Notice Connor Antley in that group after a stellar performance for the Rowdies on the road in the win at Las Vegas. And look at the standings. The Rowdies top the table with Charleston and Pittsburgh. Also got Memphis, Blue City right now 5th. Birmingham, Indy 11, and Loudoun United would squeak into the postseason if the season were to end today. FC Tulsa just outside that group. Look right now at the scores. Scoreless Pittsburgh and Sacramento in the second half. Miami FC leading Phoenix. Indy 11 a goal back on FC Tulsa. And San Diego on top of Hartford Athletic by a count of 2-0. Get you ready for half number 2 and Neil Collins' final night as Rowdies head coach. 2-0 to score over Oakland Roots. We'll be right back.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or current competitive owners get $3,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. See your local Chevy dealer.
What happens when a company puts health solutions at the center of everything it does? At Florida Blue, Tai Chi happens. Nurse visits happen. This happens. A nutrition class happens. Answers to your health insurance questions happen. And a healthier you happens. So come by your local Florida Blue Center and experience health solutions at the center.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle, or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
The Visit Tampa Bay halftime show rolls on. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. So far, this game has been a treasure for the Rowdies. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. 2-0 to score. Lots of emotion. Neil Collins' final game as head coach of the team responding so far.
I think perfectly. They've been very precise. They haven't been exerting themselves too much because it's very hot and muggy outside. They've been allowing Oakland to have possession, and then when they counter-attack or counter-press, they've been so decisive and so much precision.
Charlie Dennis for the Rowdies attacking Ryan, and there have been some openings. Seb Dahlgaard finding them.
Well, Dahlgaard has done this so many times. Plays it right into the path of Cal Jennings, who cannot stop scoring at the moment. That's his 4th goal in 3 games so far. Then Reed on the left-hand side, squares it across. And you have to test the keeper from this angle. That was none other than Formella, who coughed that one up. Then it was Reed again. What about the tackle by Connor Antley? Talk about desperation. Talk about Neil Collins. Then Jake Arm on the cross. And this one pushed over by Blanchette. There's Jennings. Injection of speed. And then the precision. Look at that finish. Technique. Drags Blanchette one way, then scores in the other direction, and puts Rowdies up in a commanding 2-0 lead. And Cal Jennings and the men in green can do no wrong. 2-0 up, 6 shots to 5, possession 55 to 45 after Oakland had a great start in possession. As soon as the Rowdies got their 2 goals, they found their rhythm and started to take the game away from Oakland. And now in the second half, it's going to be all uphill. However, Oakland have a player by the name of Rodriguez, Johnny Rodriguez. 5 goals, he is their super sub. For 2 consecutive years, he has scored the goal of the year for Oakland. He's the guy to bring off of the bench and to bring that injection of pace. As for the Rowdies, same as usual, continue controlling the midfield and use the width of Jake Arman and Seb Dahlgaard.
So the Tampa Bay Rowdies looking for win number 10 tonight in this 2023 season. And it would be win number 99 in the Rowdies head coaching career of Neil Collins. How about that? If the Rowdies take care of business here in the next 45, Coach Collins just a win shy he would be of the glorious 100. Win 1 for the gaffer, something we heard a lot before this one began. And the Rowdies doing their part. Sebastian Dahlgaard, first half assist. And for Dahlgaard, that his 4th assist of the season. New look, same great. Seb coming at you from the Rowdies. Second half underway from LA.
Well, I tell you what, because of Joseph Nane being on a yellow card, he's now stepped out. And Memo Diaz, no, actually it was Jessil Cedeno comes in, number 22.
Jessil Cedeno, he replaces Joseph Nane, the Cameroonian, former New York Cosmo. So meanwhile, the Rowdies, Charlie Dennis shoved from behind. Will place it down here. Sun has gone down, much cooler right now than it was at the start. Still have that humidity though in the air. Thermometer reading 85 degrees.
I'll tell you what, the Rowdies are now attacking the goal by Ralph Smob and Skyway Casuals, the supporters end, as they would say. And that just makes it a lot more harder to defend against the team in green.
Jan Ekra. Dennis out of the center circle gracefully. At the helm of Tampa Bay. Dahlgaard crossing it back, tripped down. There's Kevin Wright. Fans wanting a card that time. And we're going to mark this one down. Rowdies are going to have a free kick.
Looks like Cedeno wants to referee the game. He's trying to find the blade of grass where the Dahlgaard was brought down. But again, just impossible. Dahlgaard showing Wright, cutting back. And now Wright is the latest victim. Tell you what, the lumberjack in the back, I'm going to keep saying it, he's going to have to get one, take some pressure off of the forwards like JJ Williams and company. Centre backs have to get some goals from these set pieces. And he's going right to the last post. You want Charlie Dennis to bring this right into Blanchette's kitchen and sieve it right into that 6-yard box throw. Make the keeper make a play.
Instead, it's Doherty feeding Dennis. Dennis off the deflection that time. Tampa Bay will do it one more time.
Well, Doherty just trying to give some more angle to Dennis to get into that last post.
Charlie Dennis, line drive this time, redirected. Rowdies stay on top of it. Ekra coming after it, punched out by Blanchett, well done. And Oakland will counter the other way. Rowdies right there with it though, as Armin very calmly runs it down.
Comes all the way back right in front of the coach and the coaching staff. And another desperate tackle by Armin to retrieve possession. Exactly what this team wants. Exactly what this team expects.
Clementa. Shield off. Armin on the other side. Jake Armin played well tonight. Connor Sparrow will send this one into the stands.
You know, Drew, for that area of the pitch that he's playing, like Seb Dahlgaard, a lot of the time is the little things, the tracking back like you just saw, being a presence next to your defenders, intensity like this man. That's what he has to provide, and then the offense will come, just like JJ Williams.
Shovel it ahead to Formella. Formella not a factor in this one thus far. Lasso marking him extremely tightly as we've got a corner coming up. So 4th of July fireworks in the books. Ryan, did you have a chance to set some fireworks off this year?
No, I went to Indian Rocks Beach.
Come on, you can't get that wrong.
I know Indian Rocks Beach, I apologize. I'm sorry, visit Tampa Bay, I'm sorry. But it was fantastic. I did not light any fireworks, but I did see some fireworks on the beach. It was fantastic.
Indian Rocks, outstanding. 50th minute now. Here it comes. In swing, nice and low on the ground. Saw that little backhanded flick. And the ball will stay here with Oakland. So Connor Sparrow mentioned the 4 clean sheets. He's been on that for at least the last 2 months. He's played stellar in goal for the Rowdies this year.
And he had a fantastic, he had 12 clean sheets last season with Miami. And because of the Rowdies' slow start, it is not showing up in the stat column for him. But he's been solid as can be, just like the rest of the team over the last 10 games.
Here's Mfeka. Cedeno. It's been all Cal Jennings and the Rowdies thus far. Murad looking for it back. You can just sense the Roots. They had a little bit of offensive rhythm in that first half, but right now kind of searching for it once more.
It's hard when you've possessed the ball well at the beginning of the game, which they did, and then you get punched in the mouth not once but twice. Then you start getting very hesitant and tentative.
Well, the Women's World Cup kicks off July 20th. Play alongside with the Women's World Cup Soccer Bracket Challenge, presented by USL Super League. Win super cool prizes, including a new 75-inch Hisense TV. The bracket launches on Monday. Go to uslsuperleague.com/bracket to learn more.
Ooh, he's in.
Get behind
He's in.
nicely. Best threat the Roots have had in this match. But again, Rowdies defense just in time. Lasso there to send another opportunity back. And Tampa Bay escapes once more.
Just brilliant stuff all around, Drew. First of all, Mfeka, the little counter attack by Oakland, fantastic. And what about Aaron Guillen? Look at this here. Mfeka makes room for himself right here. And what about this tackle? Look at that. That is just commitment. And that's why captain leading from in front. His coach for the last 5 years was a centre back. So the expectations in that position are high.
Here's Formella. 6 goals on the year for Darush. Barbier. Remember, 2-goal leads in soccer can be the most dangerous for the team that's in that league. Rowdies showing no signs of letting up thus far. Dahlgaard elevating. And it will come back here to Barbier. Over a month since the last victory for Oakland.
Just give you an idea how hard it is to get a goal back. 21 of the 22 players are all in the Rowdies half right now. Only the goalkeeper Blanchett for Oakland is in his own half.
Guillen gets a piece. Roots trying to stay in form. There's Guillen. Rowdies doing a great job of just flowing with where the ball's going, anticipating and communicating.
Staying compact too, Drew. There's nothing inside where Oakland can thread a pass through and get an easy look. Everything has to go out wide like here, and then there it is. Compact as can be, nowhere to go.
Armin came out with it. Ball taken away though by the Roots. Placed now to Matsoso. Matsoso with an opportunity. Again, it's Lasso. He has been like a wall tonight. And it's Jennings, Mr. Excitement for Tampa Bay. 1-on-2. Cal Jennings leads it off. It's J.J. Williams. They'll launch one over the crossbar. Crowd wanted a third.
Drew, remember I had that old school coach that would say, don't look up till you hear the crowd roar? Remember that one? Well, J.J. Williams is going to find out the hard way. Cal Jennings does the dirty work. Here's Williams following up, and he raises his head up too soon, Drew. Just like your golf swing, like I always tell you on the golf course, keep your head down.
An opportunity gets away from Tampa Bay there. 55th minute. And now it's Dahlgaard. How about Jennings, though? I mean, Hold your breath anytime he's got it at his feet tonight.
You know, we don't talk enough about the emotional aspect of sports. Carl Jennings right now is so confident that he sees two defenders in front of him, splits them, and still gets the ball into J.J. Williams' path with a clear chance on goal. That is confidence.
Legend. Clemento. Here's Guillen knocking it down. Aaron Guillen pressured. Fecca on top of him. Those two mixing it up. Coach Collins gives him a nice round of applause. Loves the effort.
Well, Coach Collins, if you have not recognized, the two centre-backs on the side have to be versatile, good on the ball, just like Aaron Guillen and Jordan Scarlett was for so many years. And that's why Aaron Guillen can play his way out of trouble, like you see right there. And he has to be a good passer of the ball. And it's usually anchored by a tall centre-back. Remember Diakite, the tall centre-back in the middle?
Oh, how could we forget?
And now the lumberjack in the back is now the anchor between the two centre-backs. So there's a definite pattern in what Coach Collins wants in his back three. There's Natalie Simon doing a great job.
Barbier. Oakland looking for something positive here on the road. Trayvon Reed, 22-year-old midfielder out of Jamaica.
I just went to Jamaica 2 weeks ago. It was fantastic.
Was it as nice as Indian Rock's beach? That's the question. I don't know. J.J. Williams fighting through. Leaves it now for Dennis. Charlie Dennis. Good patience. Dahlgaard with it. Seb Dahlgaard cutting it back. Oh! Ring up another. Cal Jennings, the hat trick is in place. And what a combo this has been.
Well, the hat-trick hero, Cal Jennings. Seb Dahlgaard again providing. He takes Kevin Wright for a drive and then serves it up right into Cal Jennings, who has to make that run through. Look at Cal Jennings get right into the view of Blanchette. You have to get there as a striker. His second assist, and the Great Dane is on the move. Cal Jennings cannot stop scoring. And what about the wrestlers in the background? Look at the hoods. How do we get those? Look at this guy. Young Rowdy fan in the making.
Fans came to Al Lang tonight to wish Neil Collins well. They're going to get a chance to do that. But they are watching some splendid soccer in the process.
You think Cal Jennings has to buy Seb Dahlgaard dinner this week?
Jennings came into this match with 5 goals on the season. Now he's got 8. With that goal, he becomes the Rowdies' leading scorer right now.
Wow. Just like that.
Ryan, I'm not going to be that guy to say, I told you so, but guess what? I told you so.
You did. You did. I'm going to pay that bet, I promise.
Dahlgaard with Charlie Dennis. Doherty. I think back to last year, Las Vegas comes here to Tampa Bay and Al Lang. And Las Vegas, you know, they were kind of just staggering around, not their night. There was one guy, though, that just kind of made you say, wow. And that guy was Cal Jennings on the other side. And you could just sense, here's a guy, high productivity, but not totally being utilized properly. Put him around a better system, better players, closer to home. You're going to find some magic, and the Rowdies have done just that.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff echo you.
Ball is in the box. Oakland trying to get one on the board. Connor Sparrow says, not on my watch. Well,
I tell you what, Formella finally puts it on target, but he hits it directly to Connor Sparrow. And the little bird says no.
Matsoso, how about Sparrow's play tonight? He wants that 5th clean sheet of the year. Oakland, another opportunity, and this one goes wide.
I tell you what, the buying into the system, understanding what Seb Dalgard has to do, Kyle Jennings knowing where to go when Dalgard gets the ball. It's the lack of thinking and just the reacting just makes it that much quicker in the last third. And that's what allows this Rowdies team buying into the system and getting used to making the runs. Remember we talked about the 10 new faces that came in. Eventually they got on board, understanding what they're supposed to do. JJ Williams understanding what the gaffer wants from him. And it all starts to come together. This man, super sub. Johnny Rodriguez. 5 goals this season. And he's something that can inject some life into this Oakland team. We spoke just a little bit about him at halftime. Goal of the year in 2021 and 2022 for this Oakland team.
Rodriguez, the Cal State Northridge product, looking for some more minutes. I think they're going to be coming here. Clementa. Now it's Barbier. Now it's Jan Ekra. Jake Arman.
Well, the Rowdies doing the business here, just trying to take this thing out of the game, making Oakland fight to get the possession back.
Dennis, lots of room to run. Ryan Tamakis on for Kevin Wright here. As Arman has it on the left side. Oh, JJ Williams goes down extremely hard. Right at the top of that 18-yard box. So player down, interesting to see if the Rowdies stop action here, and they will. And he may have taken an elbow right to the face.
Tarek Murad was in the vicinity. Not sure if it was intentional or inadvertent. Natalie Simons certainly didn't see it. She's looking at her lines one. Here it is again, coming right behind Tarek Murad. And there's the shove. Wow.
So Murad getting a warning here. Giving up a little bit of size here to JJ Williams. As so many defenders do. The Rowdies play on.
It's the dark arts of the game, Drew. Saw the referee look in the next direction and let it fly.
Seb Dalgard attacking right side. Here he comes. He'll fire it wide.
It looks like Wolfgang Prentice was trying to borrow Seb Dalgard's shorts for a second. Seb Dalgard again just jumping on his bike and headed down that line, and he's not grabbing that hamstring.
Well, plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits.
And Seb Dalgard has now signaled to the sideline that he's had enough.
Yellow card comes out here for Rodriguez, so into the game and then right into the book for number 17.
Not looking at the ball, just sort of throws his body at the defender.
Yeah, Masso knows exactly what's appropriate and what is not.
Yeah, if you're not even looking at the ball, he's going to throw himself at the person who is looking at the ball. That person is very vulnerable while they track the ball.
Once again, stoppage here. And this, I think, a good idea because
it's
when you have
chippy.
a ball across the head like that, it hit Eckler really hard. Watch him go down, and the ball may have hit it right up. Oh, okay, against the shoulder, so not against the face, but that could be concussion protocol there all the way if it did hit him a little bit higher.
Well, the score is 3-0. The Rowdies have to start managing the game, which they're trying to do. Understanding Oakland want to do whatever it takes to try and get back into the game. And I think this veteran squad has to be very aware of what's at stake in the last 25 minutes, staying healthy.
While we have a moment, for those of you just joining us, very emotional night, final night of Neil Collins being the head coach of this Tampa Bay Rowdies franchise. He will leave for overseas tomorrow. That's how quickly he is going on to the next gig. And Ryan, for the rest of the year for this Rowdies team, Stuart Dobson now takes over as interim head coach. That right there, John Stead, he will head with Coach Collins out of town, but it's Coach Dobson right there, left part of your screen, who now takes over this franchise. Should anything change? Does it stay the same? It's going to be really interesting to see how this Rowdies team responds, especially when things get dicey in the second half of the year in September and October.
Well, just following the pattern that the Rowdies took when Neil Collins came on. Neil Collins came on halfway through the season with the second half of the season to get stuck in, as they say. And I think you should return that favor to the next coach coming in. Understanding the coach will understand that nothing needs to change.
Ball sent in. This ball is sent over the crossbar. That was Wolfgang Prentice at that time, overshooting it.
And when it rains, it pours for Oakland. They can't even get one on target. But understanding that the new coach that will be hired, nothing needs to change with this group, the system, the formation, until the end of the season. I think that's good. He or she will understand that when they do come in. But I think they should come in and get acquainted with the group and the organization and see it through for the last half of the season.
Dayon Harris getting loose for the Rowdies. So more offense set to check in. Here's Dennis. And they'll take it. Go down for Tampa Bay. Rowdies will have it. A really good spot.
And Drew, just like how players are handpicked to play this system, the coach is then handpicked to continue the system. You don't just pick a coach with a different philosophy, different formation. You have to pick a coach similar with the same ideals to continue on.
You would think that that coach moving forward would have a lot of the same qualities that Neil Collins did, because let's face it, the Rowdies struck gold when that decision was made. Lee Cohen, Bill Edwards, previous owner, getting together and deciding that this was the guy. Retired abruptly from his playing career, and the results were magical.
And we can't underestimate his relationship with Lee Cohen during that 4-year tenure, where two of them came together and were the brains behind so many moves.
If there was one guy on this Rowdies team, Ryan, that you would have to say, you know what, you've got the chops of a head coach, you could get out there and do it right now, would you ask a guy like Lasso or maybe a Lewis Hilton? Who would that guy be if you were to randomly ask a player right now to put that coaching hat on?
I think you nailed it on the head. I don't think it'll be a coach, but I think it'll be that influential figure that will work with the coaching staff, and it has to be the orchestrator, Lewis Hilton.
70th minute, here come the Roots. Numbers forward for Oakland. And once again, Connor Sparrow on a mission here tonight, gets a piece of one.
You know, Cal Jennings is having the game of his life, but don't forget the little bird, Connor Sparrow. Yet another save, 1v1. All of a sudden, those two goals go in, Drew, on either side of the half. Guess what? It's 3-2.
Williams down hard. This is Doherty. Jordan Doherty gets up quickly. Doherty getting dirty for the Rowdies. Tell you what, I love his toughness. He wasn't always known for that in his first stint
And he's so,
with the Rowdies.
He's so trustworthy.
Yep.
He does not get out of position.
Guillen. Dahlgaard again. 2 assists tonight for Dahlgaard. Safe to say, Dahlgaard and Jennings are going to have spots on the USL Team of the Week. If they don't, I may just go down to that office on West Shore, knock on the door, shake some things up.
And I know you will.
Of course. Doherty. And Dahlgaard now. Clementa. That's really great to see. Jokes aside, how this league continues to flourish. Better than ever. As the U.S. soccer landscape getting more and more competitive. You just feel the momentum here in the United States. Beautiful game continues to gain popularity, gain traction. Players getting more and more talented.
You know, I had the opportunity to describe the USL Championship to someone from England, from Barnsley FC this week, and I explained to them what this league has become over the last 5-6 years, and it is a real force to reckon with in the region. We look at players from different countries. We look at the young talent from the US, like this man, JJ Williams. And the canvas that's provided for players to come and play is something special. The incredible broadcasts, the referees, the officials, the institutions.
See Jake LaCava ready to check in. Deon Harris the same. And haven't called Freddie Kleeman's name in quite a while. Number 19 set to check in the game as well. Oakland just get that feel on that other side. They realize it's just not going to be their night. There's too much Tampa Bay here at home. Aaron Guillen, he wants to come out of the game. Says, hey, you see the subs right here, let's wave them in.
Yeah, Seb Dalgard is injured, which means Connor Antley will go to Seb Dalgard's position, and Kleeman will play that right centre back. And Dalgard cannot afford to have that injury get worse, so he wants to get off the field as quickly as he could.
Right up the back of Williams. And we should bring the subs on right here. So Deon Harris will check in first, and he'll come in for Jordan Doherty.
Freddie Kleeman for Jan Ekrum. That's interesting. I want to see Kleeman in the center of the park. And there's a great Dane. 2 assists tonight, Drew. Unfortunately, sort of tweaked that right hamstring, but boy, could play on either side, and he's a Coach Collins' favorite, Seb Dalgard.
So Kleeman in. Dahlgaard out. Great relationship with Coach Neil Collins. He'll embrace Johnstead as well. And Jake LaCava, Rowdies are going to need his scoring ability here late in the year.
Well, the powerful ponytails takes a seat on the bench. 3 goals to the good, Drew.
Rowdies get back to work.
He looks like he has a surfboard on the roof rack of his car. Cal Jennings. Does he look like that? Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah. And he's going to ask you where's the best waves in town. And I'll say, you know what? Visit Tampa Bay. They'll let you know where the best waves are in town.
I think so. Indian Rocks Beach, Jamaica. Pretty good comparison we've made.
You sure it's not Indian River Beach? I mean, I'm just...
No.
Okay.
Certainly not. 76th minute.
Not even
nothing.
Not even a chance. Definitely Indian Rocks, huh?
I think it's time to talk about ESPN Plus. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus. The home to the USL, the MLS, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Well, things don't get easier for Oakland. They have to host Memphis 901 this Wednesday, Drew. Memphis 901 currently 6 points behind the Rowdies, but they have 2 games in hand. So that's going to be an interesting contest heading out to the Wild Wild West on Wednesday evening.
Don't expect any fans to go home early here tonight, because immediately following this match, a special tribute to head coach Neil Collins in his 6 years at the helm of this Rowdies franchise. Fans will honor him immediately following the game. Hope you'll stick around for that.
And don't forget, in the 11, July 22nd, is a guy called Saber Wenzati awaits the Rowdies.
Game will be played at Indy. Deon Harris trying to sneak one in. Looking for J.J. Williams. But just when you think, you know, Jennings is out of the game, let's just sit back and relax. Here comes Deon Harris running at you.
Not this group, not this club. This club is built to win, and they have players clamoring for game time, clamoring for minutes from Monday to Friday in practice just to get onto the pitch. So when you have a talented player like Harris and the carver.
Nice and high, served up in traffic. Rowdies put it in, but I don't believe this one's going to count. Looked like there was perhaps some contact, and the referees blew it dead.
Yeah, looked like Big Kleeman came up and maybe have pushed in the back to get his head up across to J.J. Williams.
Fans wanted that 4th goal.
It could be tackled by Forrest Lasso.
Now it's Cedeno. Matsoso. Just a tough night controlling it. Rowdies making him play a little bit faster than he has wanted to. Barbier. Charlie Dennis running at him. Dennis thought it was out of bounds. We play on. Formella keeps it alive with Cedeno. Cedeno working on Doherty. Little flick. Go get it. Anwar Jose. Polias Paba. Served up. Oakland Roots cannot hit the back of the net. Formella had another golden opportunity, but it was Connor Sparrow who has been a big bird in net tonight.
Just when you thought you're going to get onto the score sheet, Formella finds Connor Sparrow. Look at that reflex save. And boy, he punches in the end. Sure he should. It's like a goal on the next end, Drew. And he should celebrate it.
Here it comes. Formella. Rowdies playing for the shutout right now. Ralph's mob picking it up. Post-game celebration for Coach Collins awaits. Rowdies trying to do it off the heels of a shutout. Looking pretty good at the moment. Barbier. Here's Guillen. Tampa Bay. Jake LaCava. LaCava serving the field. Left side. Here's Dennis. Charlie Dennis. Stop and go. lets it go just wide. May have been just deflected. Well, they're going to say it's going to be a goal kick. Nobody touched it.
Charlie Dennis just using that technique, just going across the keeper's body. Thought Blanchett got a touch to it, but the linesman thought otherwise. Didn't have much support with him. He looked up, saw no green and yellow shirts in the box, so had to go it alone. Just reached that stage in the match where there were tired legs.
Elias Paba here, racing for Oakland. Sparrow coming out. He's got the jump on it. Sparrow
Do we
coming
start?
to the...
Maybe we should start playing Three Little Birds at the start of the corner. Sparrow comes on the field. Yeah, I'd like that.
Perhaps.
You know what? I'm going to ask our GM if he has that locked and loaded.
This is Connor Antley spreading it wide. Deon Harris lifting it. Rowdies going to work. Come back, LaCava. Remember Lawrence White came back to the Rowdies for a few games. Rowdies playing at his speed level right now. Dennis looking for an opening.
You know, we don't talk enough about that. You know, we want to talk about Coach Collins and his reach. What about that reach? Jake LaCava coming back from Miami. Lawrence White coming back from MLS. Ryan Spalding coming across from MLS. That is what you call reach.
But Soso heads out. His work is done. Will Hackshaw comes in to replace him. He is number 13. Hackshaw out of Trinidad and Tobago. Your neck of the woods, Ryan.
That's right, from La Hoquette. It's a lovely town in TNT. He scored 2 goals for TNT this year in the CONCACAF Nations Cup.
Former Indy 11. Mentioned Lawrence White, though, and Jake LaCava. If those guys have done anything, guy like White, of course, he's not with the franchise anymore, but just coming back, reminding some of these new Rowdies players, hey, this is how you get it done in practice and in the games. Full speed, 100%. And just sense it's really rubbed off on the meat of the Rowdies in the lineup.
Yeah, don't forget, you know, we hear from Coach Collins all the time that Leo Fernandez is such a big presence. The reigning MVP of this league, having that tough break in preseason, can't play for the entire 2023 season, but he has showed up with his cast and his crutches and has trained with the team, and now the cast is off and now he's more involved with the team, but he's such a presence, such a rowdy, and the young players, the new players, all understand their role and the expectations on this team.
Freddie Kleeman now. All Rowdies up to this point, 3-0 lead. Connor Antley and Tampa Bay just bossing this game from the start. Deon Harris, Jordan Doherty. Rowdies finding feet. Aaron Guillen will hold things up as well. Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, 7 Eastern Time. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, the MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
At this point in the game, if you are Oakland, you just want to look for the little victory now. You want to put together a last good quality 8 minutes, that's including extra time, injury time, and try and get a shot on goal, try and get another chance, try to get some rhythm.
Prentice, Barbier. It's Barbier again. Sparrow comes over to douse the flame.
You know what, Drew, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask for the 3 Little Birds. I think I have to. If not, I'm going to sing it.
We need some sound effects, maybe some birds chirping.
Can you back me up?
Yeah.
You can back it up now. You got that bass.
J.J. Williams. Tell you what, J.J. Williams got some kind of stamina, doesn't he?
He really does.
I mean, he is a motor out there.
He's bought in. He's bought into it in the last 3 months. He understood now, this is what's expected of me. So he's in the best shape of his life. He understands the energy that he needs to put out in certain times. Not just run around like a bat without a head. You know what I mean? So he understands his system now and what it takes.
Yeah, didn't always see that kind of effort when he was on opposing teams coming into Al Lang, but man, oh man, has he ever bought in here. Tripped up, and this ball's going to belong to Oakland here as Jesse El Cedeno will place it down.
I love Cedeno's spirit. He's looking to create something every time he gets on the ball. What about these guys?
Lucky Mkosana set to check in for the Rowdies, and Ariel Martinez will come on as well here in the 87th.
We have some Cuban coffee and the luckiest smile alive.
It's quite a shift put in for Charlie Dennis, J.J. Williams.
How big would it be for this team, even though they're up 3-0, for Lucky Mkosana to get one in the back of the net?
There's Lucky. You know he's going to score one. It's going to come when the Rowdies really, really need it. I don't mind if he saves it.
Yeah.
For September and October.
Yes.
Missile is chopped right over the goal.
How much we talk about ebb and flows for a team. Remember, Ariel Martinez brought in to be that super sub, ended up being the starter for this Rowdies for the first quarter of the season. That's how much this team was in flux. They had no direction, and now the pieces have fallen into place.
Yeah, he was kind of like that veteran, just asked to kind of plug that hole, just hold things down until the younger players really started to buy into the system. And boy, have they ever. As Dayon Harris will throw it in for the Rowdies. What a night it has been for Tampa Bay. Connor Antley over to Martinez. Going to have an opportunity to attend the post-game press conference for Coach Neil Collins. And we're told that's going to happen on the field after the game, so that should be something. Several local media here to give Coach a nice grand send-off.
Apparently, we have to look for Jake after the game. So, instructions.
Not hard to do. He's always all over the place, directing traffic. Again. And now Lucky in traffic. Rowdies just connecting dots tonight. LaCava circling around. Once again, Tampa Bay set to head to Birmingham next week. And Indy 11 after that. Rowdies will come back home on July 29th before heading to Pittsburgh. So still a lot of work on the road in the near future for the Rowdies. Here's Ariel Martinez. LaCava. Nice quick feet from Jake. Flicks it up. Oh, good effort by Dayon Harris. Got a piece of it with a header, but a few defenders were in front.
Well, Jake LaCava on his weaker left foot doesn't get the pace of the ball that he wanted, but he got the direction, the area that he wanted to put it in. Dayon Harris just couldn't get that meat behind the ball.
Here's Formella. Formella now with Prentice running with him. 3 minutes remain, 3 minutes extra time. This one set on the ground. Sparrow will clean it up. And now the countdown is on. Rowdies on the brink of their 10th victory of the season.
3 little birds sit by my doorstep.
You're not going to let that one go, are you?
I just can't.
Coach Neil Collins, 39 years old, 98 victories. This will be his 99th. Coach of the Year in USL Championship in 2021. How about one more run from Lucky M. Kosana and company? Trying to give the gaffer one last goal.
Well, you can understand Oakland pushing up to get something going offensively for the next game. And they get caught short-handed. Quick counter-attack. Lucky M. Kosana doing what he does best, finding space, just doesn't keep his shot down. That was uncharacteristic of the man from Zimbabwe.
Jake LaCava in Tampa Bay. Jake Armin did all the little things correct tonight. Dayon Harris off the bench. Going to be formidable. Here in the stretch run, Lucky trying to get a piece right in front of the goal. Oh, flying in there. He has still got it.
Oh.
Beautiful ball to Doherty. Just couldn't whip it back.
Well, the heads have dropped for Oakland. They're a little bit slow to react now. And now Dayon Harris and LaCava on either side are getting behind the defenders. And it's just 6s and 7s for the centre-backs back there.
Rowdy's got to defend at least one more time. LaCava will try and bail him out. Nope. They get it back to Bill Hackshaw. Settling it. Here come the Roots. Ball will skate across. Neil Collins.
Last 30 seconds in our land.
He brought quality, he brought culture, he brought class to the Rowdies. And he left his mark on Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer forever.
Involved in the youth system, high school system, everywhere around Tampa Bay. In regards to the sports, he's left his mark, given advice.
Tampa Bay Rowdies fans, they knew this night would come. Does not make it any easier. Coach Neil Collins, his final bow as Rowdies head coach, successful in shutout fashion. 3-0 the final, Tampa Bay over Oakland. Big smile on the gaffer's face. We'll wrap this one up the best we can when we come back.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
We're 1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. It's time to go big. Yeah! And watch the drama unfold before your very eyes. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
The final score. Coach Neil Collins at the moment does not want tonight to end. Why not stay a little longer, Coach? Your legacy here at Al Lang will live on forever.
Look at the fans You know, we talk about impressions being left behind. There will be tears tonight, that's for sure.
Now Coach Collins watching a tribute on the video monitor for him with his family.
He's hungry, you know, and I think it's a great appointment, and I think all the boys are really excited about working for him.
The Rowdies go into Louisville and win the Eastern Conference. The Tampa Bay Rowdies are going to the USL Championship.
The fans, right from that first night, got behind us, and I think ever since that first night against Pittsburgh, they've been behind us all the way, and that's what we do it for. Our biggest thing has always been to give the fans a team that they can be proud of, and thankfully we've done that, and we've done it while picking up some trophies along the way. You know, I'll always be a Tampa Bay Rowdy.
So 6 years as head coach of one of the great franchises in North America. Fitting send-off for the gaffer, Neil Collins. He is special in every sense of the word.
Do you know this is his 99th win, like you mentioned, Drew? Do you know he's now 4th all-time in USL Championship history, and he's only done it for 5 years? 5 years is all he needed to get to 4th all-time. Now that, my friend, is efficiency.
Had a chance to cover coaches at all levels of sports. And Rowdies fans, like you would imagine, trust us, this guy was special.
He has a presence about him, Drew. When he walks into the room, you feel it. He's so gracious with everyone and his time, but he's so intense in getting the job done. The work ethic that's expected of himself and his players. But he has the greatest heart to go along with that work ethic.
There's Lewis Hilton right there. Hilton on crutches, and the torch is passed now. Stuart Dobson in tears. Coach Collins in tears when he talked about Stuart earlier this week. Said, I needed a guy by my side that I could trust when I took over the head coaching reins of this team. And Coach Dobson was that guy who helped me along every step of the way.
He's the, I think you said it best, he's the yin to Coach Collins' yang. Coach Collins, such a passionate person, so, you know, boisterous. And while Stuart Dobson, a quiet, calm figure that's been by the gaffer's side the entire time, bringing tranquility to the dressing room when it's needed.
See the Rowdy staff, Ryan Helfrich, Nico Castillo down there. We also remember Lee Cohen on a night like this, who had such a important role for the Rowdies and their run of Eastern Conference championships. Coach Dobson will step in on the interim term. Rowdies now will be in his hands. A good group of veterans. The system is in place. And Coach Collins, forever a Tampa Bay Rowdy. When he took over the reins of this franchise just over 5 years ago, we had no idea that this is how it would end. The respect, the admiration, and the love of Rowdies Nation. Coach Collins will be gone, but certainly never forgotten. What a night it was as the team gathers for their picture-perfect moment. We'll relive the night of highlights and a night that was dominated by really two guys, Sebastian Dahlgaard, Caleb Jennings, just career performances here. And this is an important picture. You know that every time a team comes out to play the 11, usually takes that signature shot. This one, Ryan, means a little bit more.
But the last time they were there, they won the USL Eastern Championship right here on this ground. It was lucky on Kusana getting that equalizer. And there's Coach Collins' wife, his kids, very much part of this organization.
All these players so proud to have been in the stable of one of the greats to do it at the USL Championship level.
Understand these players were handpicked by Coach Collins.
And Bill Edwards gets into the shot there on the left. Proud Rowdies fan, former owner, still very much a part of this organization. Of course, Stu Sternberg and the Rays group running the Rowdies day to day, but Coach Edwards was the guy who made that call. You know that he is enjoying this night as the Rowdies fans await the gaffer one final time to say thanks.
And you just look at the fans and their reaction to him. It just gives you an understanding of what he means to the club, what he means to the people. There's Steve, the assistant coach, who has been by Coach Collins' side every step of the way.
Hugs and high fives all the way around. Usually we end the show, Ryan, with highlights and the upcoming schedule and whatnot, but tonight I think the pictures and the sound say it all.
This is the ultimate highlight.
And there's Bill Edwards showing the appreciation. Who would have ever thought Neil Collins being promoted to a head coach would have worked out quite like this?
I tell you what, Barnsley FC, this is what you can expect. A guy to come in there and respect every single person in your club and then go to work with your club to transform it into a successful organization. And then everyone is going to feel like a family, and everyone is going to have high expectations for themselves, and it's going to leave a lasting impression on your club, whether he's going to be with you for the rest of his time or when he leaves.
4 straight postseasons for the Rowdies, 2 Eastern Conference titles, and pride and excitement in this organization just taken to another level. The only thing he said he regrets not getting that elusive championship here in the modern era, but I guarantee you fans will remember all the greatness that he brought, the respect to this organization. Neil Collins, congratulations on an incredible run as Rowdies head coach. The fans acknowledging him with that special clap one final time. We'll let this carry us off. Coach Collins, congratulations and best of luck. For our entire Rowdies crew, for Ryan Davis, I'm Drew Felios saying so long, and thank you to the gaffer, win number 99, and an incredible send-off from downtown St. Pete.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.